welcome back to Cut the Kak, the show where we talk about the sport we love but apparently know nothing about. That fool over there in that World Cup running jersey, that's Chad. I'm Byron, and let's cut the Kak.
Do it, Bart. Where do we start? It's been absolute chaos in
We're so
Six Nations.
spoiled. I think that's where we should start. We're spoiled because Super Rugby was amazing this weekend. Six Nations has been amazing every weekend that it's been on. The Blitzboks won the Vancouver Sevens. I mean, yeah, start wherever you want. It's all good rugby.
It is all good rugby. The where do we want to start? It's actually
Let's go in order they came on TV. So it would be Super Rugby first.
Easy.
First game was that Chiefs Moana game.
Yeah.
And that kind of went exactly how we thought it would go.
It was. I was gutted in my fantasy side. I had two players that got pulled out at the last minute, and I was out on a date night and didn't get the opportunity to change my picks. So
I know all my players played. I don't know how well they did though.
You currently lost, so
not shocked. Not shocked. Not offended either.
Should be offended, but it is what it is. And yeah, but crazy game.
Great game. Pacifica, unfortunately, are not having a good season. I feel like they're really, really missing Ardie.
They are. Yeah, speaking of Ardie, well, we'll get there later. I reckon he's going to be the go-to man for Dave Rennie because he coaches him at the moment.
Yeah, but then again, it's that whole conversation with All Blacks rugby. Do they allow players not playing in Super Rugby to be part of the team? Because how do you not have Ardie in your team?
I know it's going to be the same thing. So they're going to bring them back just in the time and play for a club or two. I wonder if, I don't know like the absolute details about it, but I'm pretty sure if they bring them into the NPC, which is like the South African Curry Cup, I think it's sharp.
So they still make their big money for the Japanese clubs, but then play local rugby technically and then skirt around the system?
Yeah, well, that's what I think is going to happen because that's what's happening with Richie Mo'unga. I know he's going back to the Crusaders soon. And then I think he's got one or two games before the Rugby Championship, the Greys Rivalry. Yeah, but they're going to have to change it.
System. It's their own system.
But it has to change though because like the game, I understand when like South Africa used to do the same thing. It's a completely different game landscape to what it used to be.
Yeah,
you can't do that anymore. There's more countries playing rugby union.
Yeah,
there's just more of it. You can't,
and there's better leagues growing all over the place. I mean, if there's massive growth there's Super Rugby South America as well that's growing, which is interesting. I mean, I haven't watched any games, but I heard them talking about it. I don't think, but like even for players that might not be at the international level, there's also a lot of opportunity for them to go play overseas.
Yeah, like even in the States, like they
fucking Major League Rugby.
Yeah. It's quite weird. Like I saw a clip like this morning about that. Stadium was packed.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying, oh, rugby's not that exciting, not that good.
Well, no, but I mean, the stadium's packed, but it's not. I mean, if you look at NFL, is what Americans compare rugby to all the time. And you look at an NFL stadium, it's a 60,000 person stadium that's filled up every weekend. But then the rugby stadium's just a few thousand people. They're not having the MLR games.
This was like a 30,000 stadium that I saw packed.
Shit.
I'll send you. I'll find the clip. It's one of the ones I liked today. I'll send it to you. It was
shit. Okay, I mean that would be news to me. That would be super dope. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
because at least there's people. You know, you earn dollars and everyone gets excited, so they would think that would be the place to go grow your rugby career.
Yeah, well, it's I know two people that have went over there and played in the MRL, and it's like what you said. It's not great. It's not great rugby. I do watch some of it. I watched some of the highlights that come up on my YouTube, but it's kind of like on par with. I don't want to say Varsity Cup. It's like in between. It's in between Varsity Cup and Curry Cup.
Do you think a Curry Cup side could go dominate a Major League Rugby side?
100%. You send the cheaters over there, it's
That would be fun to
tickets.
watch. I feel like that there's money to be made there.
We'll claim the rights for it, but yeah.
So yeah, if anyone lands up doing this, please remember where you heard it from. We're looking for sponsors for the show.
Yeah. Nah, but it's not that bad. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's definitely getting better and getting a bigger following too.
Sick. How did we get there? Oh yes, New Zealand players going back to New Zealand.
Playing overseas. We went from New Zealand to Japan to the States in the space of 3
the Curry
minutes.
Cup. Don't forget the Curry Cup.
Yeah, and we've been live for 6 minutes and 30 seconds. It's Where else do we want to go?
Well, hopefully back to Super
We went to
Rugby.
South America too, because you spoke about.
We did go to South America. We did go to South. Fuck. All right, but yes, Ardie, Sevilla, and Moana back in the All Black side is going to be amazing. Then there was the Canes Waratahs game. I wanted to say something about that because we've spoken about it many a times before, but Barrett was back. And did you see one clear thing that he was able to do that we talk about all the time, but no one else seems to be able to get right? That little tip kick over the Russian defense.
Byron, I love watching it because it's fantastic. It takes a special level of skill to do. I don't know if you've ever tried to run with a ball and just hit a little boop.
Chad, I can't kick a ball even if I stand still and have all the time in the world. If I try kick as hard as I can, it's going to go the same distance as when Barrett tips over the top. Yeah, that's what it's going to look like.
I went to the park the other day with the kids.
No.
And I was like, oh no. Because and it's bad, but my son likes soccer more than rugby.
Not bad. Let him play footy. It's not bad.
He can play it. I know, it's painful. He also calls the Springboks the yellow goats.
Yeah, but that's your fault. That's not his fault. That's
okay. We're going off topic here, and it's painful, and it hurts me as a South African. So I don't really want to talk about it at all. But
tell me what happened at the park.
Took the soccer ball, took the rugby ball, and was like holding it, passing it with one of the other dads and stuff, and just running. And I thought, oh no, let me see if I can still do a little pop. No. Byron off the side of the foot, wrong side, completely embarrassed myself in front of this dad. Just like, oh, you played rugby. I was like, oh.
Tell him you were a prop.
But I can't even do it after this weekend because there was props busy handing off folks.
Hand off, carry.
It was, I felt.
I also had an embarrassing kicking moment this weekend.
But I'm not finished with my story, Byron.
Keep going. Tell me more.
10 minutes of running, I felt great. Next morning, woke up, could barely walk because it felt like my Achilles tendons had been attacked by like Wilco Low. It was rough. It was bad.
Chad, you got to start exercising, my friend.
Dude, I've got to do something because that was like maybe 25 minutes of playing with a 5-year-old, not even like a teenager. It was bad. It was bad.
And we're trying to get you to referee. You've got to get 80 minutes out of yourself.
That's what I'm saying. TMO, put me in the box. That's where I belong.
I had my own embarrassing kicking story from this weekend. I was linesman for a game on Sunday, and after the kick came through, I caught it, and everyone was walking back to the middle of the field to kick off again. And I was running back to the sideline, and I was behind the in-goal area, and I wanted to kick it towards the halfway line. So I kicked it, and it bounced just in front of the try line. It went like 9 meters. I had to run, pick it up, and then pass it to another oak.
I'm trying to think of ways to defend you. Did you have the flag in your hand?
I did have the flag in my hand. I did have the flag.
So you're off balance.
Sure.
Just say
sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I was so off balance. There was
a heavy
no
flag.
Hope.
Yeah.
The heaviest flag I've ever carried.
It's a 9 kg, like little. Yeah.
Horrible. But I had an idea for rugby because there's something we're going to talk about later around the scrums again. But there's this whole thing of people focused on the scrum and how much time the scrum takes away from play. I noticed something this weekend when I was watching Super Rugby, and it's not only in Super Rugby, but it is a thing. So you get 60 seconds from a try to convert the try, and you get 90 seconds from a penalty to convert the penalty. Why is the penalty 90 seconds?
I think it's to allow the defense, the opposition team to set up where they need to set, but also to bring on the kicking tee and everything that's not ready to run. I think.
Why not?
I don't know.
Why not? Penalties called. You're within, depending on if you're in Johannesburg or not, you're within 60 to 50 meters from the posts. Why is the water boy on the sideline not ready with the kicking tee? Now, the reason I say this is because they're saying scrums take too long to set up and it takes away from ball in play time. Every time there's a kick, the commentators don't even talk. There's nothing happening on the field for a conversion for 40 seconds and then for a penalty kick for 70 seconds. So if you really want to save time and keep this ball in play time increased, cut the time for the kick. Because
you would also need Usain Bolt to be running the kicking tee to the other side of the field.
So remember in Joburg they had the car. Bring it on.
I know. That hasn't Byron. You're showing our age here because that hasn't happened in years.
And what I'm trying to say is there's this ridiculous obsession with scrums and the time it takes to do a scrum. Do you know what else takes up time? When the referee puts his hand up for the penalty and then the captain's walking away. So they're time wasting. And then everyone knows they're kicking for touch or they're kicking for poles already. And then the captain's got to walk over and then he talks to everybody else. And then he says, okay, we're kicking for posts. And then everyone stands around for a minute and then kicks the ball over. Cut that time down. That's more time than a scrum. But no one's going. So if they honestly care so much about it, get rid of conversions. Make tries a 7-pointer and play on. There you go. I just saved you.
That is a fucking bold statement.
Okay. Now, how ridiculous does that sound coming out of my mouth?
Yeah.
That's the same stupidity from those assholes that want to get rid of scrums and turn them into mauls.
Yeah.
See how stupid it sounds? Someone needs to tell them that they sound stupid.
You're basically going straight into the next bit that we spoke about before.
You want to just do it quickly?
We have to because you've got into it already.
Okay, so there was a World Rugby Shape of the Game Summit that took place in London in February. And one of the big focuses from Australia and New Zealand is to reduce the impact that scrums have on the game. And the main argument for it from, look, I don't know the Oak, maybe he's a nice guy, but Phil Waugh, the CEO of Rugby Australia. I don't know him. I only read his name attached to this. I don't know what else.
You don't know who Phil Waugh is.
Does it look like this person cares about who the CEO of Rugby is?
Have you Googled him?
No.
You will know him.
Okay.
Give it a... Hang on, Byron. I will send you a picture of Phil... I'm blown away.
I've got him up. I've got him up here. There we go. CEO Australian Rugby, Phil Waugh. Okay, I do know who this is.
You can't not.
Okay, I know who this is. It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say rude things because I got a lot to say.
No, you can. That's fine.
No, fuck him. Let's start with that.
Okay. Jesus. I don't want to say bad things about him. First thing, fuck him.
But look, there was a big push from New Zealand and Australian rugby to lower the impact from scrums and the time that they take in the game because they want more ball in play and it's supposed to be more exciting. So the things they were arguing is you either reward a free kick for a knock-on instead of a scrum, or you replace scrums with mauls, which to me just sounds like a scrum from the 90s.
Yeah.
But anyway, then you had France and South Africa defending the scrum because it's, as a core traditional value of the sport, arguing that depowering it would reduce the need for specialized front rowers. 100%. Now, if you look at the try this weekend from Wales, from Rhys Carey, you don't get that special moment if you don't have props on the field because their main duty on that field is to be a powerhouse and also to win your scrums. Now, there's a sport that already exists that doesn't have scrums, that has 13 players per team because they've gotten rid of the props because there are no scrums. That's rugby league. That sport already exists. If you want that, go coach rugby league. Go watch rugby league. It's already there. You don't need to change rugby union and get rid of scrums to make it more like league, because there's already a sport like that. That's like playing soccer, but someone picks the ball up and starts throwing it in the net. And they go, oh, this allows for more game and play. And they're like, but this sounds like handball. And you're like, no, it's soccer but we play soccer with our hands now. And they're like, no, there's a sport that already exists like that. And they're like, no, shut up. That's how I feel like. I feel like I'm the idiot in the situation because
no
one else
I'm
is
with
upset
you.
about it.
Because we keep saying we want that kind of stuff, and when I say we, rugby union, are talking about turning into league. League is a less popular sport. It's got less viewers, it's got less people that play it, it's got less everything. Why would you want to be league?
Yes. I don't get it.
I have a respect for league. League is fun to watch.
Yes, but it's its own sport.
Exactly. It's 100%. It's like comparing cricket to netball.
Yeah.
Different sports.
Yeah.
We played the only consistent or common denominator is pass backwards and oval ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Same ball.
Yeah.
Pass backwards, run forwards, tackle. But like there's completely different intricacies between the sports.
No, and I think that's why rugby union is
more popular.
Is more popular, and in my biased opinion, better.
Yeah, because there's so much happening in one game of rugby, and we've also spoken about it before. It is a sport that has a role and a position for everyone. Yes. If you're a larger person, a smaller person, a taller person, a faster person, a slower person, there's a position for you on the field. In league, your goal is to be as fast, nimble, as strong as possible. All 13 players.
Yeah.
So it just, I don't know, like why is there this obsession with getting rid of the scrums? There are so many other places where you can increase ball in play. But
why not just embrace what we have? Because we have a beautiful, amazing game.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. When there's breaks, it's part of the sport.
I think the
thing that you watched. Sorry, go ahead. I'm losing my mind.
The one thing that I wish we could take from rugby league is they've got like a bunker review system. I'm all for that. Everything else, leave it there.
Yeah, it's its own sport. We don't need to be like it.
Yeah, they've rugby league introduced the bunker system, which slowed the game down.
Mm-hmm.
So where does this, like, are we trying to find where's the happy medium? Like, what's the end goal is my question. Like, where do we want to be? Do we want to play a game of 80 minutes, so 40 minutes a half, in how long? Like, what's the sweet goal? Like, what is our target? That we keep making all these changes for.
Broadcaster, how long does it take to finish a game?
Yeah, well, we keep saying let's shorten the game. What, we're gonna play 40 minutes in 27 minutes? Like,
what is the Also, if someone gets injured, now does everyone go, oh, there's not enough ball in play, he's got a concussion, why don't we just get him off the field first and then look at his health? That's another way to speed up the game. But no one says that because it sounds stupid, just like the people trying to get rid of scrums.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
No, it is.
I don't know.
My heart rate's going up. I can feel it.
I'm very upset by this.
I actually want to check because I can feel. Yeah.
The thing that's pissing me off as well is scrums have always existed in union, but recently some teams have gotten very good at scrums, and others haven't been able to keep up. For whatever reason, at this summit, it's those that aren't able to keep up with the scrum bitching about it. But if you look at Italy in this Six Nations, their scrum has been a massive weapon. Now, why do you fault Italy for getting good at a core part of the sport? That's like looking at like sprinters and go, oh no, his acceleration is too fast.
Yeah,
So we're
take
going to
away the
make him
spark.
start a little further back so that
Yeah.
when everyone's at full speed, they're all in the same line. And it's like, no, he got good at something in the sport that already exists. He just found a way to get better at it. It's the
Yeah.
same as when England they started using taller wingers because they were trying to catch the up and unders. Do we then put a height limit on wings so that you don't have an upper hand? It's stupid. I don't like. I'm not involved in World Rugby, but like I feel like if I was in that meeting and someone goes, "No, the scrums are this and that. Maybe we replace them with mauls." Someone should just go, "Hey, you're an idiot. Stop. You're
Yeah.
stupid. Move on."
Just
Look, you're like,
next.
look, we're at a rugby union summit. There's a rugby league summit, but it's at a worse convention because you have quarter the number of viewers. So they rented a smaller venue for you. Please go to that one and tell them what you want to do over there.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
I shouldn't.
It is right. For someone that's played rugby like a full war, to suggest in the forwards too, he was
Yes,
a flank, if I'm not mistaken. For someone like that to suggest that scrums get replaced with mauls
or free kicks.
is wild to
Wow.
me. Wild.
And also for like, okay, so you're the CEO, or what's his position? Yeah, CEO of Rugby Australia. You have this opinion. Does no one else involved in Rugby Australia go, that's not rugby union?
Yeah. If you took anyone from, say, who's got the strongest, this is a question for you, in the Australian teams, who do you reckon's got the strongest forwards? The Brumbies, maybe?
Brumbies definitely have the strongest maul, which
I'm
they've
saying like
always
forward
had.
pack as a whole.
Yeah,
It's got to
probably the
be
Brumbies. Yeah, you've
probably the
got
Brumbies.
yeah, probably the Brumbies.
If you took anyone from the Brumbies, I'm saying coaches, players,
Hmm.
forwards, and said, let's get rid of this and replace it with a maul, I can guarantee you not one of them will say, that's a fucking great idea, let's do that.
Because
None of them.
you got James Slipper, who's having a fantastic season for the Brumbies.
The best, I reckon, best prop in Super Rugby at the moment.
He wouldn't be on the field if that were the case, because you wouldn't need a strong scrummaging prop. You would need, if anything, you would have Reece Carey would be the only prop that remains on the field, but he wouldn't be able to.
Okay, can we just calm down because he scored one amazing try, and now let's just.
He's a winger, Chad. He can play 14, 11, or 1. Okay, don't
12,
stop.
all of them. He's the new. He is the Welsh Ethan Hooker. And,
Exactly. Yeah, but he's more forward focused.
Easthuizen.
But if they need him on the wing, he'll play there.
Yeah, he's the opposite of Easthuizen. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
I don't know. It just when you look at different places to cut down the time, there's so many places that don't involve taking away such core parts of the game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I feel like it's not the fans that are saying there's not enough ball in play. It's. Well, I almost said something I shouldn't. It's fucking people that are sitting and are no longer playing and are watching rugby as if it's a business instead of a sport. Just enjoy the game. People love the game. Just watch the game. And look, the changes that have been made in terms of safety, and there has been a lot of speeding up in the game. It's all been great, but
Yeah, and yeah. No,
they haven't
what you
taken
said
away
there.
core parts of the game. That's like I said, take away conversions. If you want to get rid of the scrum, get rid of conversions because then you don't need a specialized kicker in your team. Just like you don't need specialized scrummages. But no one's saying that because it sounds ridiculous. Just like
Yeah.
it sounds ridiculous to say get rid of the scrums.
Yeah. It is like that. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. Even what you said now, it's about making money and all that kind of stuff. I spent thousands of dollars this last year to go watch the Springboks play.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a pain. The game doesn't need more mauls. It doesn't. It doesn't
No.
need the.
It also doesn't need more up and unders.
No, fuck me, Jesus, no, it doesn't. As exciting as it is, and it's a really different game. if you played a game, like a team from last year to even early to mid 2000s, it would be an absolute, I don't know, banger, you can call it. Because
Yeah,
it's two very different styles of rugby where, yes,
absolutely.
there was lots of up and unders, but there was also a lot more, it was so much more physical, I reckon.
Yeah, there was a lot more crash balls, a lot more ball in hand. They would fight their way 5 meters at a time up the field.
Yeah, and when it was 13 phases, it was you're getting studs in your back and studs.
Yes.
It was rough.
And I'm all for making the game safer so that people can play
100%.
for many more years. Yeah, we're not saying make it more dangerous,
No.
but don't remove any of the core values. And the scrum only exists in rugby union. So if you get rid of it, then you've taken away the core part of the sport.
Yeah. And you touched on earlier, like with it's such a big rugby union is such a big team sport. Like the team gets behind each other all the time. Like I even remember being on the wing and there was a scrum like 5 meters from me and the boys won a penalty. I would go in and be
Yeah.
absolutely wrapped, like we've just scored a try.
Because they've done their duty to the best of their ability.
And I was in one scrum in an actual game once. It was fucking horrible.
It
Hated it.
stinks. It's dirty.
And I was on the flank, so it
Yeah.
wasn't even. I wasn't even. In
No,
there.
I was the hooker. I had all that
Yeah, I
ball
know.
sweat coming into my face
My
every time we bent
condolences.
down.
But I was in one once. Hated it. Got a complete respect for what the scrum was because we also got scrum backwards and everyone landed on top of me. It's yeah. For people to say that we need to get rid of scrums that haven't been in a scrum or haven't won a scrum, so been in one and felt absolute dominance, that
Or to
feeling that you
steal a
have,
scrum from somebody.
that's what I'm saying, like have
Yeah.
that dominance and actually roll over someone, that feeling that brings you and that momentum and confidence that brings not just the forwards but the backs too, because you know that your boys have done
Or
what they
so
need
much
to
work.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On and off the field to get to
Yes,
that point. Yeah.
100% on and off. More off than on, but
Yeah.
it's just worked. It brings something and brings something out of the players that you'll never get out of a rugby league team.
Well, you always hear the commentators say this could be the turning point in the game
Yeah.
because it really does. It ignites you, and now you just want to, I don't know, maul it. I mean, shut up! Come on.
Yeah. You bring a good point, and I kind of want to reach into the English game
Huh?
now. We kind of going. This
Yeah.
is absolutely,
Whatever. We're not going to read results today. We're just talking rugby.
We're just
Whatever.
talking rugby, and it's fantastic.
Everyone knows what happened. Go Google the results. We can talk about them later.
Yeah, and we're also recording this later than we normally could have because I fell asleep when we were supposed to record it. But
Anyways,
in that English game, and you think about the English squad and everything, the POM squad that was supposed to come on, that they brought on late, it was an absolute
didn't bring any positive effect to the game.
didn't bring any positive effect. I did say in the last pod that Italy would have won the scrum and the forward battle. I don't know. I wouldn't say I was correct on that. I think England won that, but to an extent, the scrums way more even than I thought.
There was no dominant team in the scrums, which is also a shout out to Italy, I would say.
I would have
Because
tipped it to England a little bit, like a tiny bit. Like if I was a percentage wise,
but that's what I'm saying. Like
52,
even if England had the stronger pack, they weren't dominant.
no.
Like the way
100%.
Italy was against Scotland,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's still a shout out to Italy because in the past they would have been bullied by the English forwards. And they might not have been better than them or they might not have dominated them, but it was a much closer battle.
Oh, 100%. I feel, even though like the physical battle and the actual winning of penalties and free kicks and everything, I do feel Italy won that one based off of one moment in that game. So when they were playing, Italy had just come off of a win. I think it was a line-out win. I've never seen Itoje be upset or angry or shout at people. He was going full tit at what was the fly half Smith.
Yeah,
Finley Smith, what's his name? Finley
Finley
Smith?
Smith. Yeah,
I've never seen Itoje be upset. He's always been really cool, level-headed, and
I actually saw
subdued.
a clip about that on another podcast,
Did you?
and he was talking about he said he's played with the Toja, he's coached with the Toja club and at international level, and he's never seen him shout at anybody. But
Yo,
what he
I've never. Every single time that you've ever seen him on camera,
he's always
he's got
cool,
this
calm,
like,
and collected. Yeah,
yeah,
and he said he's never seen him shout at someone, and he went off
yeah.
at
Like
him.
I saw
Off.
him like literally pointing at him, and I feel bad for Finley Smith because Finley Smith was brought into that squad because of, I don't want to say because of poor form, but for some change in the squad, and was put under immense pressure
And he's young.
for someone, yeah, exactly, and a young oak that hasn't played that level of rugby against. I mean, you could argue that it's Italy, but I don't think you can make that argument anymore. I think Italy is up there playing some of the best rugby they've ever played, and is doing
Well, they beat
really.
England. They beat England, so you can't.
But before that, they hadn't beat England before that.
Yeah, but
They'd
they beat
beaten
Scotland. They gave Ireland a run for their money. The
I
only
know
washout they had was against
France.
France. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was such a weird game to watch from that perspective because like I said last week in the pod, where England gets a little bit of pressure and it all starts cracking and just doesn't go well. But even not from just the players, like even from the management, if you think about
Yeah, there's
bringing
poor
on
decisions made. Yeah.
100%, bringing on your POM squad with 7 minutes to go,
Yeah.
like it's too
Yeah,
late.
obviously things weren't working. Why not make a change earlier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like what do you think could go right? It's kind of like gambling, I guess, that they
Yeah.
were doing. They were like, oh well, we'll just let old mate do his thing. But they made, what was it, 12 changes
Do you think they
against
just
Italy?
underestimated them? I mean, it would be a wild thing to do with the form that they have in the Six Nations. It would be wild to underestimate Italy.
Yeah. Well, look at them. They went from 12 game winning streak to winning losing 4 of the last 5, which is bonkers. Because
I know, and then there was all of this. There was this talk about, is England the next team to challenge the Springboks, and now it's like, is England going to
challenge
make it out
Wales.
of like, luckily Wales will win the wooden spoon, but like, if I doubt it will happen, but if Wales beat Italy and England lose to France, there's a chance that England get the wooden spoon,
Yeah.
which is wild. The way we had
From
this
where
whole
we
thing set
started.
up. Yeah, this was supposed to be France England for the title.
Yeah, because we said a couple pods ago that was the decider, and at this point, there's 4 teams that could win the.
3, 4. Oh yeah, Italy technically, but with the most outside of outside chances.
Yeah, like wild, but can happen, and I would be all for it. I would absolutely love. I would eat pasta for the next 6 months, every
I just
day, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Even if they finish fourth, it would be so sick.
No, I hope they do. Like if you think of the Italy that played even a year ago to the Italy that's now, the growth that they've had has been amazing for Italian rugby. I love it.
It's been so magical, and how awesome it must be for those players as well
So
to put in all that work year after year, and
yeah,
you know that you're getting better, but like you can't prove it to anybody, and now the proof is finally there.
but it's been such a consistent Italy side. Like the players that have been in there for a long time. So it's been good, and they just really coached. And like if you look at them compared to 2-3 years ago, where they would just absolutely blitz the first 20-30 minutes, and then the rest of the game they'd be gassed.
Playing
Now,
catch up, yeah.
yeah, now it's more stretched out. It's a more respectable. Oh no, respectable's bad word, but a more, what's the word I'm looking for, Byron?
Impressive. It's an impressive performance.
Yeah, no, they've been doing well, and I've enjoyed watching them play. Like I
Yeah.
would, at this point, if I had to choose which game, because I have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would choose the Italy game over a Wales game now.
Of course. But
Yeah.
that would have been the. I mean, look, Wales.
No,
this
2 years ago I
weekend-
would have never woken up. If it was Wales versus Ireland and it was
Italy,
Italy
England.
versus England, I wouldn't have even thought about waking up
Yeah.
for an Italy England game.
But no, now I want to watch Italy. I enjoy watching them play.
Now I'm the other way
And
around. I'd
also-
rather not watch a Wales game.
They play with so much passion, that Italian side.
Yeah,
So much
it's
passion.
very similar to the Argentinians, and they're going on the same trajectory as the Argentinians, and it's great. I love it for rugby. I love it. All for it.
There was during that Wales game. Speaking of passion, there was an intercept on the Wales were defending and defending and defending, and they had that intercept on their try line. There was a 5-meter scrum. They did everything, and they landed up getting that ball away from Ireland off an intercept. I was just like, man. And then that try, that Reece Carey try at the end of the first half, I was like, can Wales beat Ireland? Is this possible?
I had hope. I had more than hope. I was praying.
And then, man, it was wild. I did have a question though. I don't know if you remember the 45 minutes in, they gave Ireland the try, and they said that the TMO looked at it because Wales was saying it was a knock on. And I watched the TMO replay, and the ball is here.
It's
Where's
a
the
bit
camera?
crum.
The ball's like here, between forearm, bicep, and chest. And the ball goes down and it presses down. But his hand doesn't press it down.
Fuck all control in that.
So is that a try?
Fuck all, very little.
Is that a try?
I didn't think so.
I also didn't think it was a try.
And you're the qualified referee, so
Yeah,
if you're
well,
saying it,
I would say if it is given a try, then there's a law or an interpretation of the press down law that I'm not yet aware of.
yeah, you haven't got the no. But I agree with you. I was a bit sus about that one. There was a couple of calls this weekend that I was a bit weird on.
The France game. Look, France didn't play well. We'll start there. Scotland played well.
I was going to say, you can't take it away from Scotland because Scotland played well.
France couldn't put phases together. But the thing that France kept doing until near the end of the second half when they started scoring all those tries, France was kicking the ball every time.
But that's what they do. And that is how we beat them in the 2023 World Cup. It was because that's what they did. And I feel like Scotland, they knew that was going to happen and basically took a copy and paste of how we beat them in the 2023 World Cup and did that.
But it worked. That's all I can say.
Well,
but
we also had there was 3 tries that were scored by South Africans in that game. Sorry.
I know. Shocker. But the reason I brought that one up was because there was about a 30-minute period in that game where that referee only had one arm. It could only point in one direction. There were a few of those calls where I was going, no, like, easy, buddy. Like, I know you might have an agenda here, but it's getting a little obvious. And when that all went away, France went ahead and scored 3 or 4 tries in a row, whatever it was. But I don't know. It was pretty annoying.
The refereeing or the game?
The game. One thing that I thought was that really pissed me off was there was a moment in one of the rucks where the penalty, I can't remember if France went on to score and they came back and looked at it, or if it was in an attacking position and they came back and looked at it. But there was a ruck, and one of the players, he didn't make enough contact for Finn Russell to dive on the floor the way that he did. I saw that.
It was over the ball. He was over there and got tackled off the ball and did a whole...
And they said they drove him
horrible.
Too far away from the ruck.
As soon as you know what the worst thing is? As soon as I saw that happen, I was like, Byron is going to fucking hate this.
I lost
it. Is bad. It was bad. Finn Russell... Brother.
And look, I think Finn Russell might be one of the most creative fly halves that's at that level in World Rugby at the moment. He's great. His kicking is good. His decision making is good. But when he dove like that,
Yeah.
it was the same as that Nick White punch from
Wasn't that bad, but yes, on par. Nothing will ever be that Nick White
but it's
dabble.
look, and
I know.
it's a lot.
He
There was a
sold it.
dive a few weeks ago, and we spoke about it.
Yeah.
And I said it's up to the referees to stop that. It's
The
because
only referee that could stop that is
Nigel
Nigel
Owens.
Owen. There's no one else that could be like, don't be a puss.
Because that's exactly what he needed to do. He should have watched the replay because the Frenchman touched his leg and his arms were in the air first.
Yeah.
Which is you're just signaling to the TMO that you want something. And it's up to the ref then to go up to Finn Russell and say, look, you do that again and you're getting a yellow card.
Yeah.
Done.
That's more what the game needs than less scrums.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then we start. And I used to watch a lot of football, and there was Champions League Wednesday night, Tuesday night. Couldn't care less because every time I put it on, someone else was crying about something else, and I couldn't watch it. I can't have that come to rugby union. It would hurt my soul.
We'd probably save more time from Oaks doing it. I have noticed a lot of that, even in Super Rugby, not being awarded, but there is a lot more theatrics.
Stop the theatrics, please.
Yeah.
Leave the scrums alone and don't bring in theatrics. That's if you take anything away from this episode, leave the scrums alone. Don't be a puss.
Episode 25. Here we go. You heard it first. You can call it the E25 rule.
We got super distracted. I got one more thing. From
Byron,
Six
we've got
Nations.
like through our rough schedule, we've probably like only hit like a 10th of the way there.
I know.
We haven't even got out of group 1 or segment 1.
Well, we've technically done all of Six Nations unexpectedly. One more little complaint from the Six Nations this weekend. The commentators were complaining about the number of cards given in the England-Italy game. And I don't know if anyone else shares this opinion, but I thought the referee was spot on that entire game, and those cards were correctly given. You can't blame the referee for the shit that the Oaks are doing on the field. If you earn a yellow card, you earn a yellow card. That's not the referee's fault. All he's doing is applying the law.
I don't know if... I think consistent, yes. Not with cards. I'm talking about just like overall game management. I think it was quite difficult to manage a game because there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. I don't think it was...
Consistent. Yeah.
Consistent, yes. Which we all for. Like, I'm happy if not stoked, but if you miss something on one side and you miss something on the other side, or you call something that's borderline on one side and call something on the borderline, it's fine because then the game is consistent, fair.
Exactly.
And that's what the game was. But I don't, it was the Frenchman, Ramos?
The ref, yes.
Yeah, no. Was happy, not ecstatic about how he reffed the game, but was consistent. So
see, I'm on the side of the referee.
Holly
here.
Davidson. We need Holly. Holly needs to just. We
Just
need to send Holly every single game. Just put on a PJ from one game to the next. Get her
As
there.
I'm saying, we space the games out an extra hour, which gives her time to get to the airport, get on the jet to the next destination.
Ice bath on the jet, and then she's just incredible.
Ice bath on the jet.
She's just too good. We need to clone her. I don't know how we're going to do it, but someone needs to do something.
All right, okay, let's go back to Super Rugby then. But before we do,
we're bringing Holly to Super Rugby now too.
Sure, why not? We had Ben Smith who did it the other day. So we spoke about the rugby rankings and we were saying how ridiculous it is that Ireland always moves up the rankings, even if they don't win. But then if you look at the Ireland performance and the France performance from this weekend, it makes those rankings look a lot more realistic. So does it mean that actually the rankings are correct and you and I were bitching about nothing?
No. That wouldn't be...
Us wrong? Never.
Never. Byron, come on. What's your problem here, mate? We would never. What are the actual rankings? Let me have a quick...
I've got them open, yeah. I brought them up.
Yeah.
So number 1, you've got South Africa. Number 2, New Zealand. Ireland at 3. France at 4. Argentina, the mover from this weekend, they've moved to 5th. England have moved to 6th after their loss. Scotland at 7. Australia at 8. Fiji at 9. And Italy at 10.
Is that the highest Argentina's ever been? Or equal to? Because
That might have been 4th before.
I think you're right. I think they have.
I think I've seen them at 4th. But yeah, I mean, they are doing extremely well. I'm excited to watch more Fiji rugby now that they're in the top 10.
Fiji rugby is amazing. I absolutely love Fiji rugby, even in Super Rugby and everything.
Oh yeah, it's so exciting to watch.
That last World Cup, I was devastated after that pass that went out wide and there was that knockout. Byron, if that went through and they'd beaten, it was Wales? Who was it against? It would have been poetry.
Even in the next game, they had an amazing end of the game too.
Yeah, but that game was important because they would have been through to the quarterfinals.
No, they would have gone through. I can't remember how it worked, but yes, it would have made a big difference.
A lot of wines, a lot of brandies, a lot of beers. Oh, I just love Fijian rugby.
Yeah, because they play exciting rugby and aggressive rugby, strong rugby, fast rugby.
Yeah.
Their 7 side is so scary.
Yeah.
They play different 7s to everybody else. Everyone else plays a style of 7s that looks like 7s. And then Fiji come in and they play their own game that just happens to fit the rules for rugby 7s.
It just happens to fit the rules, yeah.
Actually, before we go to, I'm just looking at it. We're done with Six Nations. Ireland beat Wales. Scotland beat France.
I've got it. Who is winning Six Nations before we move on? Who's winning?
So we've got Ireland, Scotland, which is 2 plays 3. Oops. Wales, Italy, which is 4 plays 6. And then France, England, 1 plays 5. Basically, Scotland, France are on the same number of points, but France have a bigger point difference than Scotland.
Correct.
So the first game of the weekend is the Ireland-Scotland game. So if Scotland win with a bonus point, France have to win with a bonus point to win. If Scotland beat Ireland, then France can win or win with a bonus point and they win. Ireland need to beat Scotland and have England beat France in order for Ireland to win. Wales and technically Italy-Wales game is for pride. And then the France-England game, France just have to beat England the same that Scotland beat Ireland. So the favourites are France. But the way this tournament's gone, I want Scotland to win it.
Byron, I've been saying this for fucking months, and you've been giving me fucking shit.
Because
I'm pissed off now. You haven't said this to me once before now, and we are 51 minutes into this pod after 3 months of talking about... Because what?
Because
I'm going into my deep sounds coming out of me, Byron. You're pissing me off.
Because if you look at how exciting this competition's been, we all thought France was going to run away with it.
Yes.
But now
they probably still will win.
Yeah. But now that there's a chance for an underdog side, which for me is the underdogs in the Six Nations is Scotland, Wales, Italy.
Or England.
Well, France, England, and Ireland are always winning the competition between the three of them. So I would like the surprise of Scotland, Italy, or Wales to win. And in this scenario, the best hope we have is Scotland. So I did hear a thing online as well. Is if Scotland beat Ireland, right? They then need to hope that England beat France, or at least hold them to a small victory, or whatever it is. Because of all the historical hate, do you even think there's a chance that the Scottish will sit at home in front of the TVs and cheer on England?
This is a very good point.
Obviously, they want England to beat France, but I can't imagine if there's a breakaway try, an intercept try, that the Scottish are going to stand up and go, yeah, for an English try.
I can't even... No.
I feel like they would go,
could make
they would go like, okay, great, thank you very much.
I'm going to go outside and blow my bagpipe.
Yeah, like, thank you very much for doing what you did, but also, fuck you for all those years and years of... But, yeah, that's where we stand on Six Nations. So, France are the favourites.
You haven't answered the question, though.
What's the
So,
question?
who's winning Six Nations? France
France.
or Scotland?
France.
So, your brain saying France, heart saying Scotland.
It would be more exciting and enjoyable for Scotland to win.
I absolutely hate how you asked answering this question. It's a simple question. Who's winning?
France. I said France win it, and then you were like, "Oh,
But
but your
then you go
brain and
on
your
about this
heart."
whole tangent about, oh, it
There's
would
my
be
kidneys.
great if.
What's my pancreas saying?
So France
France
is
are
winning
winning.
for you. I reckon Scotland's winning. I think England's going to come out, do some amazing stuff, pull something out of their arse after losing 4 games, and I think it's going to be a close game. I think France is going to win, but I think Scotland's going to do one over Ireland. Like I said, that's going to happen in the Rugby World Cup.
I got one thing to point out to you, and you pointed it out to me before we even started talking. If you exclude Wales, the only home team to lose was England against Ireland. Scotland have to go to Ireland, so they have to change the dynamic of the entire tournament and win with a bonus point. Okay. All right, that's it. If you're still confident, if you're right, I'm wrong. I'm happy.
Stick to what I said a couple pods ago, that Scotland's getting better,
And
Ireland's getting worse, and at some point that line's going to have to cross. And I
Do you
feel
think
like
that's because Scotland's got more South Africans than Ireland?
it's obvious, Byron. It's not even a debate. You know it, I know it, the rest of the internet knows it.
Okay, Six Nations, great competition this year. It's so exciting.
It's been fantastic. It's honestly the best. I've never been one to watch the Six Nations because it didn't matter to me. Like, it was always just something that happened as a pre-warm-up rugby tournament before the Springboks.
For the championship.
Yeah, no, and that's what it was. I was always like, I'm going to go to the Dross and watch some Six Nations.
Yeah, but we didn't really watch them. Pay attention to the log.
Yeah, it was on in the background, and it was fun to watch someone score a try while downing a brandy.
The only reason I got into it was when I lived in the US. It was you would go to a bar and it would be easy to watch Six Nations games because it would be something that actually put on, and that's how I got into it. I
think now, especially for more South Africans watching the Six Nations, I think it's because we are in the URC and we watch people like Reece Zammit play, and we watch all these international teams play against our club side, so we want to see how we go against.
I mean, Reece Zammit's in the Premiership, but I know what you're trying to say.
No. Yeah. No, he's in the URC.
No, he plays for Bristol Bears, doesn't he?
Does too. He used to play. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's okay. That's why I'm here.
It's yeah. That's why we keep Byron around, to keep me in check. Also get out of hand. But yeah, like we watched a lot of the players play against each other, against our clubs, and now we've got more of this connection to the players.
We have more skin in the game when it comes to the Six Nations.
Yeah, 100%, and it means more. And then we get to watch something that does piss me off, and you can't touch on it earlier, is like the English teams going up while the Southern Hemisphere, well, not English, the Northern Hemisphere teams are going up in the rankings while Southern Hemisphere teams are going down. But it's also because the Southern Hemisphere teams, Rusty and everyone's sipping on some wine, having a great time, not doing anything, and it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Mm-hmm. So everyone's like, England's going to win the World Cup, England's going to win the World Cup, France is going to win the World Cup, but the real McCoys are just...
Well, that's why this new format for the Nations Championship is so exciting.
Yeah.
The Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere competition's always been exciting because everyone's like, okay, this team's doing this well or that team's doing this poorly or whatever it might be. But now there's a way to actually track it. There's an actual log to see it. And I think that's really exciting for rugby as a whole.
The only problem I have with how it's working is the timing of it, because South Africa hasn't played, or not just South Africa, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, all the Southern Hemisphere teams haven't played any rugby. And the Northern Hemisphere rugbies have had time to settle, figure out what they want to do, and come into it.
But that's always been the case. It's always been the case.
I know, and we keep winning, so it's fine. But I'm saying that's the only difference in this competition. So it's not, I don't know.
I think it's the exact same. The only difference is now you get a better overview of who's winning and who's losing. Because we would always watch it anyway and we'll go, oh, but they lost last week to France, or they won last week against England, or whatever it might be. But we never really put it all together. I still think that it's the same as having the Northern Tour or the Southern Tour. The only difference is now everyone's results are
But it's
summarized.
before. It's a little bit earlier. But also, I must be honest, I do think that it is to our... I think it's going to benefit us. Because we've got such a big squad, such big depth, we can throw a lot of less experienced players into this tournament.
Well, like Russie said, the goal is not to win games now. It's to be ready for the 27 World Cup.
I know. And I feel like that's going to be exactly the same for Dave Rennie. So I'm kind of excited and kind of weary about what that competition is going to be like, because I feel like
Could be. Sorry, go ahead. I got excited.
for when Rusty came on in 2018, 2019, he had like a 50-something% win rate. Horrible. After Alistair Coetzee he took over from?
I mean, he couldn't have been worse than him.
Yeah, it was rough. But took over from whoever, and he only had like a 50% win rate. Was never supposed to win that Rugby World Cup. This feels like it's a very similar story being brewed in the background, where you've got these amazing players doing amazing things for their clubs, for everyone else. You've got some controversy between your coach, then you get a new coach 18 months out, you've got no shot or hope. But we know, and you've said it many times, it is the All Blacks, and they can do amazing things with very little. Dave Rennie is a great coach. Been rumours of what's the assistant coach that they're looking at? You'll know him.
I'm not paying
Big
attention.
Dreads, Kiwi, Tonu Umaga.
Umaga?
Rumours. I think if you're trying to get emotion and...
Yeah, you want players like Umaga, Nonu, Mialamu.
But I'm talking about like what is the English word for gees? There's no...
No.
For our non-South African...
Yeah. There's nothing... There is no word. There's no English word for gees. It's done that way on purpose.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get gees out of your players...
Oomph and would be another word, I guess.
Oomph, maybe. Yeah, you're trying to get that punch in that actual like jab in the nose.
Yeah.
You get those guys in to get the best out
Richie
of your
McCaw.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard Sam Whitelock also. Yeah, you get those guys to come in and get that emotion out of the place, because you can't beat emotion. If you're playing an emotional, or you can, like if you... Yeah, but
what I think is exciting, just of what you said, when I got super excited and had to calm myself down, was that would be super exciting.
I just realized I've been like rolling myself away from my microphone.
For the greatest rivalry, it could be 4 games with 4 different teams.
For South Africa
teams. And New Zealand.
You reckon they've got enough players to host 4 teams?
I'm not saying 15 changes or 23 changes every game.
Byron, I'm not a fucking moron.
Oh,
not that much of a moron.
I was going to say, do you know where Reece Summit plays? Because apparently it's in the URC.
It's the same fucking thing, mate. They're all in Europe.
Anyway, it could be the thing like against Italy, for example, or like how when they came over and Portugal came over, we played very different styles of teams. And we also gave a lot of debuts to a lot of younger guys. It could be, let's see how someone reacts when they play against New Zealand. Because that's the gold standard, is how do you play against New Zealand? And with all the youngsters that are currently in that alignment camp, and there's 4 games to play, one of those games they have to travel far away. You could argue that if you're not caring about the result, but you're caring about the performance and learning from your players and who can do what under what conditions, Name a better place to do it than 4 games against the All Blacks.
So we've got.
And the All Blacks could do the same things.
I was going to lead into that. So we've got 4 games before we go into the All Blacks.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the Barbarians, which I reckon it's not a international. You're not getting capped for that game.
No, but
so that game we can.
Experience.
Yeah, that game I think Rusty said it to himself a couple press conferences ago that he'll be happy with experimenting and losing, with being able to learn from those games. So the first game we've got is against the Barbarians, and then we've got England, Scotland, Wales. Then we've got Argentina. Then we go into the nations, and then we've got New Zealand for the 4 games. It's going to be
epic,
absolutely epic. New Zealand going into their games it's wild. Like for Dave Rennie, the best thing to come out of how he's been played is 100% because he's got France, Italy, Ireland, and then a whole bunch of South African teams. So he's got Stormers, Sharks, Bulls, Springboks, Lions, Springboks again, Springboks. If you don't know what your team wants or how everything's working after that,
then you don't know. Then you might as well get a new coach in for the next one.
You're not the man. But then because then it's after that is October 2026 Slow Cup, and then it's But if you can't learn from that, and you're right, I think
that's trial by fire.
You'll learn so much in that, both from your coaching staff and from your players.
And if
those are tough games, all of those.
If he's willing to experiment and maybe not get some good results on the way, I think it will benefit New Zealand rugby as a whole as well.
I don't think you can go in not doing that. I don't think you can go in.
There's pressure on him to win.
There is, but you also have to have a strategy. You can't always win. You can't. You're not the Springboks.
Here he goes again. This is why nobody likes us.
No. But in seriousness, there's no ways you could turn a team around that hasn't had a coach for a long time. You're going to have, because I don't reckon even the assistant coaches, because it's not just the one coach. You've got your forwards, you've got your backs, you've got your attack. It's everything. It is the one thing that I have noticed from the Rusty Plus. We speak about this all the time on the pod, but the Rusty Plus podcast they do, the team that the management staff that are working together have such an important role in how a team performs. And I feel like that's going to be the most important part for the All Blacks this year and next year, is how that all works, because there's so much uncertainty about where they all are. But if it's who we think it's going to be dangerous, Byron. I'm actually a little bit worried.
I'm excited. I do think that it is up to us to have the right mindset, because if Rusty says that, we can't walk around after a loss and think that the world is over, because it's for a bigger purpose.
No, and I think the one good thing about the way that Rusty's led our whole squad and team and coaches and players is
trust him.
You trust him, and it's not about you. And if you've had a bad game, you're going to get dropped. It's about making sure that it's the right person for the right job against the right team.
Yes, that's the big thing. They need, and he speaks about it all the time, having the right player in the right position against the right team.
Yeah, everyone's different. It's impossible, but it's also, I think our players have a better understanding of what that feels like. So you as a player, like if when I was trying out for the first team, whatever, and I didn't get picked, fucking gutted. And I was like, tried my puss off the entire week, ran like nothing before.
Moved someone else.
Yeah. And thought that I did better than the other oak. And was gutted when I didn't get picked. I think something that Rusty's done different with the whole team is he's got that thing. Like even when he took Sia Khaleesi off in that last game, and Sia was like, it was the right thing for the team. That mentality that he has, like set in the entire team, not just at Sia, not just the leaders, is kind of what gets us over the line.
Yeah, because everyone's fighting for a spot, yes, but they're
100%.
not fighting for it over the next person. They need to be the best they can be, and when it's their time against the right opposition in the right place, they will be picked.
Yeah,
But
see,
just
this
because you
gives me
weren't
chills.
picked,
Like even just hearing it makes me want to run through my window.
even if you're not picked, doesn't mean that you're like, if you just take like our fly half debacle, there's three
All 7 of
different
them.
top quality fly halves, all with different yeses and nos in their gameplay. If you're not picked, it doesn't mean you're a shit fly half, or that Sasha's better than you, or Marnie's better than you, or Pollard's better than you. It just means that against that opposition, we need your style of play. And if it's not that opposition, you can't sit in the back and sulk, because you might need to be ready next week or the week after. So you've still got to be at tip top form.
Do you think any other team could do that at this point?
No,
Because I thought that
I think
England was that team, but after the last 3 games, I don't think anyone can.
I think that
I think maybe New Zealand can, maybe.
yes, because New Zealand, and I think this is the key thing, is you've got to put your personal and your sporting ego aside, and you need to be doing it for something bigger than that. Now, I know a lot of these players play for national pride. You wouldn't be at that level playing for your country and representing your country if you didn't love the game, love the sport, love your country. But they're playing for something bigger than the game of rugby and the result from that game. And I think that a lot of other teams have a level of that. You know, if you look at Six Nations, like we were talking about Scotland
Yeah.
against Ireland, and then do they support England after the fact because they've got all that history? I'm not saying that history doesn't matter. I'm just saying that what they've done at the South African camp is they've been able to like condense what that feeling is and put it in a form that everyone is bought into, and they're much more willing to sacrifice a personal goal or a personal result if they know that it's going to be better for the team and for the country.
Yeah. No, 100%. I can't see who's English Pollock. I can't see a Pollock.
Or even if you take Scotland, you look at Finn Russell. At the moment, he is their best fly half, right?
Arguably the best in the world, yeah.
Best in the world, sure. For like what we were talking about, Sasha's so different to Marnie, who's so different to Hundred. If Scotland had a different fly half that was maybe, I don't know, maybe he was it's a stupid example, maybe he's a better goal kicker, and they're playing a team where they know that every opportunity they get within 50 meters, they're kicking for 3. Just as an example, I don't think they would have the ability to tell Finn Russell he's not playing because we need whoever to be the goal kicker for the game.
Do you think it's because Finn Russell wouldn't take it well and it would have like a knock on Finn Russell's performances down the line, or do you think it's just because the management don't have the for the lack of a better term, the balls?
Yeah. I think it's a bit of both. I think, and this is just speculating. Obviously, I've never had a conversation with Finn Russell, so what do I know?
Yeah. Look at us.
But I would say that I think there would be a part of him that would be like, why wouldn't you play me? I am the best fly half, which we can argue is the case. So there's a part of that. I think he's good enough and professional enough to brush it off and be good the next week. But I do think, as well as the management team, how do you convince the Scottish nation when you announce the squad that Finn Russell isn't playing?
Yeah, I mean, the only way, and Russie's done that with South Africa, was, and we keep comparing all these teams to Russie because...
Well, we have to, because at the moment, it's the gold standard. It hasn't always been, but at the moment it is.
He did that with us, with going into the 2019 World Cup with a questionable record, and then winning that World Cup, and then since then, being really open and honest, being like, we're willing to take risks, we're willing to do this stuff, to make sure that we are the best team in the world when it matters, which to South Africans is the Rugby World Cup, because that is the best world.
And
the
any
best
game against New Zealand.
Yeah. So yes, and I feel like that's the only way you can kind of sell that narrative of...
Is you have to be open.
You've got to be open, and you have to have some sort of record, like
reliable track record.
Yeah, you got to be like,
if you say you're going to lose the next 3 games, but we're going to go win the World Cup, and then you lose 3 games and you go win the World Cup.
Yeah.
And whatever he says, you just say, fine, whatever you want to do. We'll lose this competition. Whatever you want, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So and that's where I think it's going to be tough for England at the moment, because they're going to go maybe 5 in a row losses, and I feel like for them it's a bit tough, because what do? You are so close to Rugby World Cup. You can't just get rid of...
No, you can't get rid of Borthwick now, no. And he's good. I think England will bounce back.
Do you think it's enough time to bounce back? Because after this, they've got, 6 games?
Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're good enough. I think they're good enough. Chad, we're way over.
Sorry, this is the longest pod we've ever done.
Fun one, though. I've got one thing to say about Super Rugby. I'm glad the Reds beat the Brumbies. I'm glad.
Wild, yes, okay.
But that was a knock-on off the kickoff.
There was no doubt.
There was an accidental offside off the knock-on. The rules in Super Rugby is that's a free kick to the Brumbies.
Yep.
And the TMO looked at it, and he said there was no clear evidence, and I don't understand.
He looked at it and he was,
I don't know. Quickly go over Super Rugby before we end. Chiefs beat Moana. Canes beat the Waratahs. Highlanders beat the Force. Shocker. Blues beat the Crusaders. Son, that made me so happy. And then we just said Reds beat the Brumbies. Do you want to do predictions for Super Rugby for next week?
We can. Let me bring up the old stats here. My Super Rugby fantasy side is in Struggle Town because people keep getting pulled out last minute. But do you want me to read them out? Do you want to read them out and you pick them, or how are we doing this?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. And then if you disagree, let me know.
Hurricanes versus Force. Hurricanes. Yeah.
Like I said, Force. No, everyone knows how I feel about them.
Yeah. And in Wellington, they've got that's no chance.
Okay.
Fiji, the Fijian Drua versus the Brumbies. It's got to be the Brumbies, but it is in Fiji, and their last couple games in Fiji have been
fantastic. Yeah, they lost to Moana in the opening week, but then they beat the Hurricanes the week before last.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Brumbies, but I believe with an outside chance, Drua could do it.
Okay, I'm going to say Brumbies are going to win it, but yeah, similar to you. And then we've got the Crusaders versus Highlanders, which I think is going to be an absolute cracker game. As a rugby fan, I think the Highlanders are going to pull one through.
I think it's either going to be a high-scoring game, and then the Crusaders will win, or it's going to be a tight, hard game of rugby, and then I think the Highlanders will win.
I feel like this game, the Highlanders, it's going to be an emotional game for the Highlanders because they've had a couple of rough results. They lost to they just beat the Force last week and lost to the Reds.
Highlanders beat Crusaders in the opening game.
100%. No, I'm saying, but this is at home. She's a bit different, but I think it's going to be the Highlanders are going to be emotional, fixed, cool, calm, collected. So it's tough, but I do think that the Highlanders are going to win. I think Tava Nawa is going to score a couple tries.
Oh, he's on my team for sure.
You have to be. Okay, Reds Waratahs.
Reds.
I think Waratahs. Okay, horrible here. And then Blues and Moana Pacifica.
Blues.
Yeah, don't see that going any other way.
I think Reds Waratahs is going to be a great game, but Reds will pull through.
Yeah, I think the last 2 games on the Saturday for me, are good.
And then let me read the results quickly from Varsity Cup. Also, major high-scoring games. I'll tell you all the scores as well. Marties beats Emirates 55-20. Turks beat CUT 78-17. Shimla's lost to NWU 31-45. And the last game, or the first game of that on Monday, was Ikes beat UJ.
Yes. Hey, that's a lot of tries.
That's
so I can't imagine a lot of those being penalty kicks.
No, a lot of them are breakaway tries from 22-meter line. And then quickly on it, because we probably need to end.
Yes, yeah, it was an hour
The
and a half.
semi-finals and the placement games for the Rugby Europe Championship was this weekend as well. So in the bottom bracket, Belgium beat Netherlands and Switzerland beat Germany. So Netherlands this weekend will play Germany for 7th to 8th place finish. Belgium will play Switzerland for a 5th and 6th place finish. Then Portugal beat Spain and Georgia beat Romania. So Spain and Romania will play for 3rd and 4th, and Portugal will play Georgia for 1st and 2nd.
Portugal, Georgia. That'll be exciting. It'll be forwards versus backs. That game will be.
Yeah. I think Georgia will take it, but it's definitely going to be exciting.
Portugal was pretty good when they played against us.
And then the last thing is it is the last week of the regular 7 season in New York this weekend. And the Blitzboks and Fiji Sevens are tie on league points.
87 points?
86, yeah. So whoever finishes higher this weekend will win the regular season, as far as I understand it, which is the 8-team season. And then they move on to the championship, which is another 3 weekends that has 12 teams from 3 and 7s 2 in 7s 1 to determine the final placing in the championship.
Confused me there. Sevens. I believe you.
Yeah, look, I read about it before the pod, so my information could be wrong, but that's how I understood it. That the final 3 weekends will be Hong Kong, Spain, and then France, Valladolid, and Bordeaux. So,
if anyone wants to sponsor us to go to Spain and watch the Springboks play,
actually, Spain or France. France is super easy for me to get to, so that'll be cool.
I prefer Spain.
And then I was speaking to the missus.
Being all picky.
I might want, send me anywhere, I'll go watch.
Yeah.
Send me to Georgia for the Georgia-Portugal game, I'll go watch it.
100%, no.
Send me to Germany for the Germany-Netherlands game, I'll go watch it. Actually, this weekend, the game that I was the linesman for on Sunday, an epic game of rugby. It was Rugby Den Helder versus, I'm going to get the team wrong. It was Bayern. Anyway, I think it was from Utrecht, but I could be wrong. Yes, it was. It was against Utrecht. Against Utrecht thirds, Rugby Den Helder firsts.
Yep.
What a game of rugby. It was so entertaining. I loved it. It was I think the final score was like 51-42 or something like that.
51-42.
It was, and pure class.
Bad defense or good attack? Or both?
Both teams were defending well. Both teams were attacking well. The lines some of these players were hitting, I was like, this is proper class. I had so much fun watching the game that I'm almost happy I didn't referee it, because I got to watch more of the game from the sideline. And that was fun to watch. And then I think I'm refereeing under 14s this weekend on Saturday. It will be fun. And I think that's it. I think we cut all the kak. It took us a lot longer to cut the kak this week, but we did cut it.
We did. It was a lot of kak.
Anything else from your side before we say goodbye to everybody?
No, Scotland's winning the Six Nations. It's ended there.
All right.
It's not letting me stop. Byron, I can't stop it. I'm going to have to just... What is going on here?
Just leave and then cut it. Then
I can't just leave. It won't let me click the button.
It deletes everything. Shit.